So I just got a call from a buddy of mine who said that his cousin has this large couple of acres of land. His house has, in the corner of his land, has like a pile of barnwood. Let's go check it out and see if we can make a mantle out of it. As you can see, a lot of beautiful farm country. There's the lumber. Let's go check it out. Okay, so the majority of them they look like they're rotten all the way through. Based off of the little attachment there, I think they used to be holding up either power lines or something back in the day, but they're square, so that might not have even the case. Maybe they were fence posts. For the most part, they're mostly rotten. This one it's no good. I mean, it's already eaten through. This one looks solid. This one looks like it's promising. We can clean it up. First things first, let's load up in the truck and then bring them in the workshop and see what we can do. I really hope this is not a waste cause because I'm really looking forward to it. It's like a real wood beam on this outdoor mantle. All right, this old girl's home. Oh, Jesus. Okay. First things first, let's cut off the ends to see how much material I need to be working with. And to do that, let's see where the thing is going so we'll know how much we need. This is our section that we're working with. By the way, this video is coming out after this video. This was the other side of my exterior wall. We just had an ugly vent for the fireplace, the gas fireplace on the other side. I had a TV here hanging here and I wanted something fancy. So we popped the sucker out about 14 inches and then this way we gave it a 16-inch bench, and we're gonna create this to be a fake fireplace and a mounted recessed TV with a whole lot of stonework and obviously a mantle. So make sure you tune in next week to see that video. In the meantime, I love symmetry, so we're gonna have overhang. 79 inches is gonna go on top here. That way this all matches together. 79 is the number. Let's start chopping. Great. Let's roll. So it looks like we got ourselves a salvageable piece. It's not rotten all the way through. This was pressure treated, so we're gonna wear PPE and try to cut up as much of that pressure treated layer as possible so we get down to the rough, what looks like possibly Douglas fir or something. Guys, really quick, I wanna share with you something that it's gonna make your life easier, and that is where Factor comes in. Factor makes meeting your nutritional goals so much easier by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals straight to your doorstep. Fitness starts with food, and Factor makes it possible for you to achieve your daily goals through nutritious, purposeful eating. Factor offers keto, calorie smart, chef choice, and vegan plus veggie options, which include seafood, meat, and plant-based meals. With Factor, there's no prep, no mess. Factor cuts out stressful meal planning and extensive prepping, so meals come together in minutes, taking the guesswork out of what makes for a good breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Factor meals arrive prepared and ready to eat in 2 minutes, even faster than ordering in takeout. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that I've enjoyed HelloFresh in the past. Well, now Factor is owned by HelloFresh with a wider array of meals to choose from. That means there's something for everybody. With one renovation after another, I am extremely busy. I don't have time to come in the house and start making my lunches, prepping for dinners, or grabbing snacks. I love the fact that I can just open my refrigerator, grab a pre-planned meal and or a shake, get my nutritional goals that I need for the day, and get me right back to work busting out these projects. So head to go.factor75.com/MrBuildIt130 and use my promo code MrBuildIt130 to get $130 across 6 boxes. That's go.factor75.com/MrBuildIt130 and use my promo code MrBuildIt130 to get $130 across 6 boxes. I got a feeling this is gonna take me here all day. Might as well turn on a podcast and enjoy myself. By the way, Next Door Neighbors podcast, Irene and I have one. Go check it out, the link will be in the description. We have weekly episodes about these builds, our family, entrepreneurship. A lot of fun, go check it out. Overall, it's looking pretty good. There's one little section here, the wood's kind of loose, but I think we'll be able to salvage it. What I'm gonna do next is try to get in onto the deeper cracks here where the wire brush couldn't get into and start breaking off any loose wood that's there. The reason why I wanna do that is so that when we do finally put stain and varnish and anything else, well, that stuff doesn't start crumbling out of there. Typically at this point, guys would have one of those draw knives that they could scrape the top layer off, but I don't have one because I don't do that kind of woodworking stuff. But I do have is a thickness planer, and so I think I'm gonna start sending it through the thickness planer one side at a time, not all the way through, but just to clean up some of this kind of aged top layer to get to some of the more finer stuff and get rid of some of this pressure treating. The only thing now is it's got a 6-inch height max, so fingers crossed it'll get through at least one or two sides. We are 1/4 before our maximum hit. So this will be, at least this side and the back side will be the only two sides that'll hit, and
it's gonna work out perfectly, at least.
At least, for this moment. It's too good to be true. It's not gonna go through it. What do we do? I mean, I have a chisel that I could start working with, and I have a shaping disc for a grinder. This is gonna take forever. I can't do this. I'm gonna use an angle grinder with a shaping wheel. So I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is the shaping disc worked fantastic. I mean, it smoothed everything out, got any burr off of it. The bad news is this is pressure treated lumber and it sinks all the way through these cracks. And I should have known once I cut this. As you can see, it went all the way through there. Some of them it stops on top. Some sides are prettier than the other side. So it's gonna be part of a pignate. It's a chemical called chromatid arsenate, something like that. It's a type of preservative. So to make sure bugs and moisture don't destroy it. Here's my middle ground that I figured out to make this work. The sanding actually pushes the preservative onto the freshly sanded wood, so it makes it all gunked up like that. So I'm gonna use my little plane, because I don't have fine woodworking tools. I'm basically gonna scrape up as much as I can, clean surface like this. And then, no stain, we're just gonna put varnish over it. And then fingers crossed my wife doesn't hate it. I forgot I have this. I was just gonna be like, I wish they had a powered way of doing this. They do. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I have the tool. It's like seeing a rescue boat when you're drowning in the ocean. Thank you. Oh, thank you, power tools. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, varnish time. Reason why I varnish is because it's UV resistant, and if this is gonna live outside, we need it to be UV resistant. If this is for inside of your house, you can just get away with regular old urethane. Here's the kicker. There's no kicker actually, we're just gonna brush it on. But make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm gonna show you how we mount this And it doesn't matter if you're mounting it to a brick wall, a concrete wall, or just drywall, or framing studs. The application goes the same. I saw how the pros do it, and I'll show you how they do it as well. Even though I'm not a pro, I'm just gonna do what I learned from them. Let's varnish. Pops. It's like, it looks like zebra wood. That's what it looks like, zebra wood. If you don't know what zebra wood is, it's like this really nice hardwood. It's very exotic. Granted, the name zebra wood. Why wouldn't it be exotic if it's not named after a zebra? That's what it looks like. I'm only hoping that this preservative does not mess up this varnish. It shouldn't, because varnish is super tough. If it does screw up, we'll see it within the first 24 hours, but I have a good feeling about this. Installation works the same way, like I said, across concrete, brick, studs in the wall. You'll need rebar, $3 a piece, Home Depot. We're gonna create a hole. This is 1/2 inch. We're gonna take our 1/2 inch drill bit, mark out. I know where my studs are, so this is why I kept drawing and all this stuff. Find out where your studs are on the wall. We're gonna drill a hole, keeping this as level as we can. Then we're gonna take some 5-minute epoxy, pour it on it, start hammering it in place, and then tomorrow when it dries, we'll cut off the ends and then make the matching marking on the beam so we could slide it on. And I'll show you the key how to secure it after that. Might need to make them a little bit wider. Okay, mix up our 5-minute epoxy. Let's splurge. Okay, we gotta mix this for 20 seconds. 25, look at that, we even went above and beyond. Now I know it says 5-minute epoxy, so it technically should start drying in 5 minutes. I'm gonna be safe. Since the urethane varnish is drying, we might as well let this dry overnight and then just be ultra safe. But dang, that's pretty dang leveled, huh?
A few moments later.
Look how beautiful this has dried. It didn't react with the preservatives in the pressure treated. This is actually working out really well. What we have to do now is drill the receiving holes in the back here, the same 1/2 inch. I'm gonna drill it as far as this bit will let me, close to about 4 inches deep. Again, keeping this as straight as I can, so we don't stay out of trouble. Get out of there. Looks good. Let's go check on our rebar that dried overnight with that 5-minute epoxy. Oh man, how cool is this? It is all ready for us to install. I gotta trim this off to about 3.5 inches. All right, let's bring our beam. All I'm hoping for now that this wood doesn't split. Crack it. We're on, we're seated. There's a gap here because that's how the wood decides to be, more narrow there. I wish I cut off a little bit more on the opposite side, but hey, we'll make it work. But how cool is this? Now it's not secured yet, as you can see there's a little wobble. That's more like a structural thing. Let's lock it in place and I'll show you, well they're right here actually. We're using these massive 10-inch lag screws from the top, where we're gonna drive them all the way through. That way they're not going anywhere. That is perfect, my friend. That conceals it really nice, actually. And there we go. Now all that's left is to put some wood filler in there and dab it off with a little bit of a dark ebony stain so it kind of blends in together. But man, oh man, we got ourselves a beautiful barnwood mantle. And the wild thing is we made it out of this hunk of junk. Ridiculous. Woo-hoo. Well, there you guys have it. The mantle is done. Please come back for next week's video where you'll see how I build this entire structure and you'll see it being brought to completion. Make sure, if you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you know when these videos come out and you can actually enjoy them. Please be sure to connect with me on social media, and super important, we got a podcast, like I mentioned. Next Door Neighbors, we record every week, talk about projects, entrepreneurship, family, the whole shebang, available everywhere you get podcasts, including YouTube. Tune out this week. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye. 2 lessons I'm learning now. Number 1, pay attention, pressure treated lumber, not the best for making a beam out of. Number 2,